Hey babe, today, I need to share something that has been weighing heavily on my heart. Something I've kept buried deep inside for far too long. It's been sitting there, eating away at me, and I've allowed it to stay in the shadows, convincing myself that maybe if I ignored it, it would somehow go away. It hasn't. If anything, the weight has only grown heavier. I know this conversation won't be easy. I've rehearsed it in my mind countless times, thinking of the right words to say. Yet every time, fear and doubt held me back. But today, I can't hold it back anymore. I need to be honest with you, not just because you deserve it, but because I can't carry this alone any longer. Please give me just a few minutes to explain everything. All I ask for is your patience and understanding as I lay my heart bare. You've stood by me through so much. You've been my rock, my confidant, my light in the darkness. The least I can do is be honest with you now, even if it's uncomfortable or painful. You deserve the truth unfiltered, unvarnished, and straight from my heart. I know it's only fair that you hear it directly from me, not from whispers or assumptions, and definitely not from half truths. You may think you already know why I haven't left the third party. Perhaps you've drawn your own conclusions, or maybe you've heard things from others. But today, I'm here to set the record straight. No more assumptions, no more guessing. I owe you that much. What I'm about to share isn't easy for me to admit. It's hard for me to face, and it's even harder to say out loud. But deep down, I know you deserve to hear it from me. No matter how uncomfortable or vulnerable it makes me feel, this is a truth I can no longer keep hidden. For far too long, I've been hiding behind excuses. I told myself that silence was easier, that avoidance was safer, that the truth might cause more harm than good. But hiding hasn't helped anyone, not you, not me, and certainly not the situation we find ourselves in. Hiding has only created more pain, more confusion, and more distance. And I can't let that continue anymore. What I'm about to tell you might change everything. It might alter the way you see me, the way you see us, or even the way you feel about our relationship. That terrifies me more than I can put into words. But despite that fear, I know I owe you this explanation. I owe you my truth, and I'm here to give it to you. The reality is that I'm not staying with her out of love or even choice. My heart hasn't been with her for a long time. In fact, it feels like my heart left that situation long before I even realized it myself. I've been carrying this truth inside me, unable to speak it aloud, afraid of what it might mean or what might happen if I let it out. It's not love that keeps me there. It's something else entirely, something far more complicated than it might seem. She's holding something over me, something I can't escape. It's like a heavy chain wrapped around me, dragging me back every time I think I've found the strength to move forward. There's a power she has over me that feels impossible to break, even when I desperately want to. It's not just one thing, it's a tangled mess of fear, regret, and control. It's like being trapped in a web, and no matter how hard I try to break free, it tightens around me. I've tried to find a way out. I've tried to untangle the mess, to break free from the chains, to reclaim the life I want to live. But every time I think I've found a solution, I realize the hold she has is stronger than I expected. It's suffocating, like a weight pressing down on me, making it hard to think clearly about what's right or fair anymore. I feel like I'm living on borrowed time, constantly afraid of what will happen if I don't play by her rules. Every day feels like a gamble, and the consequences of stepping out of line terrify me. But here's what I need you to understand. This isn't about my feelings for her, and it's definitely not about any lack of feelings I have for you. Please don't think for a second that my staying there has anything to do with love or affection for her, because it doesn't. And it certainly doesn't mean that my feelings for you have faded or diminished in any way. What's happening has nothing to do with my heart. It's about circumstances that feel beyond my control. My connection to her isn't by choice, it's by force. If I had the choice, you know where I would want to be. And it wouldn't be in this situation with her. It's not something I've chosen or wanted. It's something I've been forced into, like being backed into a corner with no way out. If I had the power to walk away, I would. If I could snap my fingers and be free of all of this, I wouldn't hesitate for a second. What she's holding over me has nothing to do with love and everything to do with control. It's not about affection or connection. It's about power, manipulation, and keeping me tied to her in ways I never agreed to. She's using something against me, something that gives her control over my life. And that's why I'm still there. That's why I haven't been able to walk away, even though my heart and soul are screaming for freedom. I need you to see that this is bigger than either of us. This isn't just about our relationship, and it's not just about my situation with her. It's about something much more complicated, much more overwhelming. But despite all of that, I want you to know this. You matter. You have always mattered, and you still do. You've been the one constant in my life, the one person who has seen me for who I truly am and loved me despite my flaws, my mistakes, and my failures. You've given me hope when I felt hopeless, strength when I felt weak, and love when I felt unworthy. And I'm so sorry if my silence, my inaction, or my inability to break free has made you feel otherwise. I'm sorry if my struggles have caused you pain or made you question your worth. You deserve so much better than that. I know this conversation doesn't fix everything. It doesn't erase the hurt or the confusion or the questions that might still linger in your mind. But I hope it's a step toward understanding, a step toward healing, a step toward a future where we can face these challenges together. I can't promise that I have all the answers or that I know exactly how to untangle this mess. But I can promise you this. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up on you, on us, or on the possibility of a life free from all of this. Thank you for listening, for being patient, and for giving me the space to share my truth. It means more to me than I can put into words. You've been my light in the darkness, my anchor in the storm, and my hope when everything feels hopeless. And for that, I'll always be grateful. No matter what happens next, please know this. I love you. I always have, and I always will.